Importance of eating. What is the spiritual significance of eating? So on the one hand, we know that eating is a very physical thing. And a lot of times, physical things makes us more physical and less spiritual. At the same time, we see that the Torah tells us to eat, and it's a mitzvah to eat, right? Kiddush and Shabbat, and making meals when you have a mitzvah, a wedding, a brit. We have to eat every day. You know, it's you have to eat healthy. It's a mitzvah to eat healthy. So, which one is it? Is it something not good and spiritual, or it is something spiritual? So the big hidush today we're going to say is that we have to realize, why does food make you stay alive? And why does food taste good? And why are we so attached to food? Why did Hashem make us this thing that we get hungry? Why can't we be like, just go straight without food, just keep going? Why do we always have to get hungry, eat, get hungry, eat, get hungry, eat? So the Rebbe says over here, it's a lesson. Constantly getting hungry and eating again is a lesson. What's the lesson? Yeah, we're supposed to learn something from this. What do we learn? He says that it's to teach us that we constantly need Hashem in our life. Like, you constantly need food. This represents how your soul constantly needs nourishment from Hashem. Like, for example, let's say people need vitamins, right? It's good for your body to have vitamins. Your soul also needs vitamins. And what's the vitamins for your soul? Mitzvot. Connecting to Hashem. The Zohar says the mitzvot are 613 ways to connect to Hashem. So it comes out, this constant need to eat is supposed to be a reminder that our soul needs to eat, which is to get spirituality through the mitzvot. And when you don't eat, what happens? You don't feel healthy, you feel weak, you try to lift the box, you can't lift the box, everything hurts, you're lazy, you're not in the mood, you're cranky when you don't eat, right? Same thing with your soul. When you don't feed your soul, let's say, God forbid, you only eat junk food, and then you want to run a marathon. And you do it, you're not going to do it. You're going to fall apart halfway. Same thing with your soul. If you eat junk food for your soul, what's junk food for your soul? Averot, sins, guno. And you don't eat vitamins. What's vitamins for your soul? Mitzvot. You don't eat mitzvot. You don't do mitzvot. And you eat junk food. You do averot. So then, of course, your soul is not going to perform. You're going to be moody. You're not going to be able to give tzedakah. Why should I give you tzedakah? Go to work. Go work like I do. Why do you collect a freeloader? But a person who has a healthy soul, he'll see a mitzvah, he wants to do a mitzvah. In the morning, you'll wake up, your alarm will go off. Oh, I need to go pray. Put a tefillin on. Nah, why would I want to do that? I'll just go to sleep, we'll go to work. Later today, I'll put tefillin. I'll come home early from work, I'll put tefillin later. Why? Because his soul is not strong, weak. He didn't do enough mitzvot and did too many averot. So the constant need to eat reminds us that our soul also needs to eat, which is to get close to Hashem. And even when we eat, why does it taste good? And why does it make us, you are so weak. Let's say a guy didn't eat all day. All right, he's so weak, he comes home like dochna to his family. Oh, feed me. I'm so tired. I don't feel well. I need to eat. So when he eats, all of a sudden, you see he's strong. He feels good. Why is it? Obviously, there's a biology behind it, obviously. But where did that come from, and why is it that way? Why did Hashem make it that way? Because really, all these things, Hashem said it should be. Hashem made it that when you eat, you feel good. And Hashem made this biological process begin. And Hashem said that this food should taste like this, and that food should taste like this, and this food has this health property, and this food has vitamin this, and this food has vitamin that. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is what gave all these things the power to be what they are. So really when you eat, you're supposed to remind yourself what? That I'm eating Hashem's food and Hashem made this the way it is. And I'm going to get full from this because Hashem said so. And I'm going to get this vitamin because Hashem wanted this vitamin here. So I shouldn't look at, people say, oh, you have nose, phlegm, mucus, coughing. You need a tea to put ginger. Ginger is going to be good. But who said that ginger is going to make you better? Hashem at the end of the day made it that the ginger has this properties that make a person mucus go away. It's Hashem who made it like that. So we can't forget and think, oh, the ginger's the best. The ginger saved me. Hashem made the ginger this way. It's like doctors, right? Doctors, people think the doctor saved me. Oh, thank God for the doctor. Doctor, you healed me. You did the surgery. You saved me. Doctor is just a messenger. Hashem gave you the Rufah Shlema. He sent this guy as a messenger. So the ginger is also a messenger. But Hashem is the one who gave you the mucus to go away. And the ginger should do what it's supposed to do. So therefore, a person when he eats, he has to realize that he's really connecting to Hashem through his eating. Because the food is supposed to be a reminder that Hashem is the one who makes everybody live and makes everything the way it is and makes it that everything should connect and interact the proper way.
Years ago in a surgery, Chinese guy did it. He did very good. I told him you have God's hand. He says, no. He says, I'm a messenger.
Right.
It's a messenger.
Right. Beautiful.
He's a Chinese.
Beautiful. So therefore, eating could be a very physical thing and makes you more physical and makes you farther from Hashem, or it could be a very spiritual experience. It could be making you closer and closer to Hashem, realizing how much Hashem gives to us and how much Hashem instills in the world and how powerful Hashem is and how much good He puts in the world. And that's a milhama. The Zohar says when you eat, it's a war. Why is it a war? It's a war in your Yetzer Hara, Yetzer Tov. Will you look at the food in a holy way or will you look at it in a physical way? It's a war. If you realize the food tastes good and has these healing properties because God made it so you come close to Hashem. But if you look at the food, oh, this brisket's so good. Wow, this steak in this restaurant, tomahawk steak. Pay $200 for this. Wow, you went there, the people put it on the Instagram. The meal they got. The guy, chef came out, cook it in front of them, make a show. Like they're in Har Sinai. And what? That does not connect it to Hashem. That makes them farther from Hashem. They're only about physicality. Like I said to you last week, and the rabbis always to hear the students talking about the food. Oh, you went to that person's house? Oh, they have good food, tastes very good. He says, I heard the two horses talking to each other, telling each other where the grass tastes better. That's what I heard. Eating is not supposed to be just what tastes good and where to buy and how nice it looks and just physical. It's supposed to be something very spiritual, and we're just so far from the concept. And the Yetzer Hara wants you to talk about food and go to the nice fancy restaurant and just think about the presentation, think about how good it tastes and forget Hashem. And that's why blessings are so important. Brachot. Because when you say bracha, what are you saying? That this food came from who? From Hashem. And the Gemara says, who's a Chassid? Who's a very pious person? The person who knows all the foods, what's the brachot? Because you need to know how to praise Hashem in order to be able to realize when you eat that it's from Hashem. But if you eat without bracha, it's very easy to think the chef made this food. What do you mean? Of course, you put the seed in the ground and out comes whatever. It makes sense. No, that's a miracle. Every day that's a miracle. Who says that it should grow the seeds? It's a miracle. So therefore, when you make bracha, you realize it's from Hashem. There's a famous question where Yisrael Salantar used to ask, do you eat to make bracha? Or do you make bracha for to eat? What's your main intention? Do you want to feed? Or do you want to feed your soul? Do you look at, I have an opportunity to bless Hashem, or I have an opportunity to devour the steak? So therefore, a person has to know that if you do it for your stomach, the food will actually distance you from Hashem. It's like when a person's fat, he eats a lot, he gets fatter and fatter and fatter, it's harder and harder for him to exercise, right? You become heavier and heavier. When you eat for the wrong reasons, not to connect to Hashem because you just like desire, makes you farther from Hashem. You get like a fat that blocks between you and Hashem. But if you eat for the Shem Shamayim, for the right reason, to connect to Hashem, you eat and you're thinking this is from Hashem and Hashem is giving me life force, and this is supposed to be reminding me how I need Hashem in my life with my soul, how I need to feed my soul just like I feed my body, then the food will be closer and bring you closer and closer, just like Shabbat brings you closer to mitzvah, and eating a meal at the Brit is in the wedding and all these places is a mitzvah. Tonight people are eating Thanksgiving. All this food can be to bring you closer. And that's why the biggest thing is to do birur. According to Kabbalah, a big job is to do birur. Birur means selection. There's a lot of lost sparks. From the sin of Adam and Rishon, sparks who are lost, and we need to uplift them. And everything in this world has sparks. And depends if you use these objects in the world for good, for spirituality, you uplifted the sparks. So every food, right? What do we do with Yoshvo? We serve food, and we say make bracha leilu nishmat. So when you make bracha, you eat the food and you hear shiur Torah. So the food, what did you do with the food and the sparks inside the food? You're using it for mitzvah. You made bracha, you hear Torah. The energy it gave you, now you hear Torah, and all of that sparks gets uplifted in the merit of who? In the merit of the person who passed away. So it's a big service of Hashem you're doing with all these sparks. And what happens if you eat for desire? Where do the sparks go? Sparks go to the other side, to Sitra Achra. And now the Sitra Achra says, good, oh, you also paying us? You also are friends? Thank you, come, and we come closer and closer and closer. And then the Sitra Achra says, you've been paying us for a long time, all of a sudden you stop paying us. Why don't you give us any more sparks? Now we have to chase you. Now we have to demand it from you. Now we're going to give you big test. So you see, don't start feeding the Sitra Achra. If you start feeding the Sitra Achra, it's much harder to serve Hashem. They come after you. So therefore he says, that's why eating is such a big war. Eating is a very big war, and you have to fight yourself to remind yourself that you're doing something very spiritual. It's very easy for the klipa to get their foot in the door when you eat. Now, there are in food, notice when it comes to food, there are so many dietary laws. You're not allowed to eat this, you're only allowed to eat that, you're not allowed to eat this way, that way. Now, according to Kabbalah, the word forbidden and permitted has a very deep meaning in Hebrew. How do you say permitted in Hebrew? Mutar. And forbidden is asur. Now, the literal translation of those words is not forbidden and permitted. Mutar means untied, and asur means tied. Tied, it's tied. Matir asurim, we say in the morning. Bless Hashem who releases the bound, releases the tied up people. Meaning we were like sleeping dead, we couldn't move, and now Hashem made us, we were able to move. So what does that mean? The Kabbalists say a food that's permitted, that means we have access to the sparks. You can uplift the sparks. Make a bracha, do a mitzvah, uplift the sparks. And then something that's forbidden, let's say lobster, let's say chuchke, pig. So it has sparks also, but we don't have access to it. If you would eat this, it's straight to the Sitra Achra. It's too powerful. The klipa here, you can't break it. You can't access the sparks. It's asur. It's tied up. The sparks are tied up. You have no access to it. By the permitted food, it's mutar. It's untied. You're able to access the sparks. By something that's asur, it's tied up. You can't access it. So that's why it's very important also to eat only kasher. Because if you eat non-kosher, or not Bet Yosef, or not Kemach Yashar, or not Bishul Yisrael, or not Pat Yisrael, so all these things, when you're getting the sparks, you're not going to be able to access it. It's going to go straight to Sitra Achra. There's no way to uplift. And when you eat non-kosher, the Gemara says that what happens? Minitmetem bam, Mesechet Yuma says. Not you will just become impure because of it, you will become blocked up. It's like somebody who has cholesterol, right? The veins, they have blockage.
Yes.
He gets a stroke, God forbid.
Yes.
And when you eat non-kosher, your soul gets cholesterol. your soul doesn't feel the connection, and you become farther and farther from Hashem. Why? But I ate. Why don't I feel closer to Hashem? Because you ate, and those sparks you couldn't get. It was not kosher. It goes straight to Sitra Achra.
But how is some Jew always eating not kosher?
Right. And when you tell them to learn, and we tell them to pray, they feel like, oh,
That's not to
okay.
happen to them.
Rabbi, okay, I came to pray, but Rabbi, it doesn't speak to me. I feel like I'm talking to the wall. Rabbi, I'm learning. Okay, Avram Avinu, he went, he did, he saw. What does that have to do with me? He feels like this. He feels like disconnected. Okay, I'll do it, but it doesn't speak to me. Give me a nice game of poker. Okay, I'll sit with you till the morning. Give me, LeBron James to watch. Well, we can have a good time. But let's go to a restaurant to hear, nice music, good drink. But what is this? It's because of all the things he ate. That's why it's very important that when you want to grow and the community wants to grow, they need to eat kosher. They need to have real kosher in order to have those sparks to uplift. Okay. So he says that even when you eat, you have to ask yourself, why am I eating? For example, look at this nice platter. Beautiful. Looks delicious. But I ate dinner already. And if I eat now, why am I eating? Because I'm hungry. Because my body needs it. Just Yetzirah. So this is permitted food. It's kosher. But even the reason why I'm eating it is not the right reason. It also makes it that the sparks don't get uplifted. You understand? So there's what you're eating and why you're eating it. All these things make a difference, make a big deal. If you're going to be uplifted, if you're going to be connected spiritually or not. Now, this is not just when it comes to food. RV 8:30.
8:30?
Yes. It's not just by food, it's by any desire. Desire to sleep, desire for his wife, desire for anything in life. The Rambam says, King David said, Shivti beit Hashem kol yemei hayai. I want to sit in the house of Hashem all my life. The commentaries ask, how can you sit in the house of Hashem all your life? You need to go to work, you need to go home to sleep, you need to go to the bathroom. What does it mean sit in the house of Hashem all your life? You can't sit in the house of Hashem. What's house of Hashem? Shul. How can you sit in shul all day? So they say that even when you need to leave, why are you leaving to go to work? Because I love to work. Dengi. No.
Mitzvah.
Because I need to support my family. It's a mitzvah, right? I'm going because it's mitzvah. Why are you going to the bathroom? Because if I don't go to the bathroom, I can't pray, I can't learn. So I'm going to the bathroom to take care of what I need to take care of so I can come back and to do the mitzvah properly. You go to sleep. Why you go to sleep? Because I love to sleep. The best, you wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, it's still too early, you close your phone, and you go back in the bed. It's nice, warm, comfortable, sleep like this. Comfortable. It's the best, kaif. Shabbat morning, you wake up, it's 7 o'clock, thank God, it's too early, I can go back to sleep. Some people say they don't like to sleep, they like to go back to sleep. The feeling of going back to sleep is the kaif. They say in the morning, early morning, is the kaimok for sleeping. It's the best, the sweetest part to sleep. Early in the morning. When everybody needs to go to work, that's when you want to sleep the most. But all these things, you can make it that you're still sleeping in the house of Hashem. How? Because when I go to sleep, why I'm going to sleep? So I have energy for tomorrow. Mitzvah. So it comes out, eating was for mitzvah, sleeping was for mitzvah, going bathroom was mitzvah, work was mitzvah. Comes out your whole life, you're always in the house of Hashem. Everything you did was for mitzvah. But you need to have this intention. What do a lot of people do? I sleep because I like to sleep. I eat because I like to eat. I'm with my wife because I like to be with my wife. And they could uplift it and they make all these sparks and come closer to Hashem if they would just think, what's the reason? Why should I do it? It's a big difference. And you'll see you'll become very different, come close to Hashem. And that's what it means to be in the house of Hashem all your life. Clothes. Car. What car you drive? What clothes you wear? Why you buy those clothes? Why you buy that car? It's also a big difference. I remember I had a guy 20 years old, 21 years old, barber. He worked a lot, saved a lot of money. He says, Rabbi, I want to ask you a question. Can I buy a Mercedes-Benz S580? I said, well, this is an expensive car. You're 21 years old. What do you need to do with this car? He says, no, I like it. I said, so what? This is, you're going to be pakazucha. You're going to be show off. It's not nice. Ayin hara. He said, don't worry, Rabbi. I'm going to pick up my friends. Early in the morning, go shul. I take them to shiur with the nice car, you know. People are going to see me. They're going to say, oh, religiosna chilaveg, a religious guy. Look, he has a nice car. You can be religious and you still enjoy, you know. It's going to be Kiddush Hashem. If I get this car, it's going to be good. I said, you be honest. Come on. Don't lie to me. Don't be drukker. Be straight. You do it because you want to be show off. You want to say, yes, this.
Like Nelson.
Yeah, I have dengue, 21 years old, Mercedes-Benz. He said, Rabbi, you're right. You're right. It's Yetzara. No. Nemesha. No good. He left it. He got something else.
You saved his life.
Yeah. But what happened? Person has to sit like this with himself. He has to ask himself, why I'm doing this? Am I doing for good reason, healthy reason, holy reason, or I'm doing it for Yetzara? And you're going to see that if you start thinking like this, you're going to change a lot of things and you're going to start being more and more holy. And instead of falling in all these, look at the ladies today. They go on the phone, they see all social media, what this one does, what this one does, what that one does, what this one does. All of a sudden she says, why we don't going to Miami? Why we not going to Aruba? Why you don't buy me a purse like this? He says, but why? You don't need, you have 10 purse I bought you. We went already to vacation. Why you need to go again? For what? What's the reason? No, we need to go. I want to go. What's the real reason? Because she's jealous. She want to be like everybody else. And if she would be honest, she would realize that she's wasting her time. Okay, she went to Miami. You paid all the money. You went through all the things, and you came back. Oh, Susanna, where did you go? I went to Miami like everybody else. What do you mean? For this 5-minute conversation, she made her husband like this. Because everybody goes, everybody does. That's why my rabbi told me everybody's favorite rabbi. You know what's the favorite rabbi? But everybody does. You ask somebody, why you do this? But everybody does. I also want to do. And we have to realize you have to do things because it makes sense. You have to do things because it's the right thing to do, not because everybody does. Everybody jump off cliff. You also jump off cliff. Everybody will eat poison. You also eat poison. So we have to think, and this is what the eating. Eating is the biggest place where you have to think, why am I doing this? And like this, when you think about why you're doing this, you're going to catch yourself, save yourself from a lot of negativity, a lot of sitra achra. Problem is, we forget we're neshama. We think we're a body, right? The when I speak to you, I see your face, I see your arms, your legs. I think you body. I don't think you're a neshama. We're in neshama inside. When you eat and you don't think, I'm eating because I need to come close to Hashem and I'm lifting sparks, and I'm eating because this represents how my neshama needs to eat, needs mitzvot. So then the food makes you more and more gashmiut, more and more body. You know, it says, the Pirkei Avot, marabe basar, right? Whoever eats a lot and it works out, makes more of his body, of his flesh, is more food for who? More food for chirviki, for the worms, to eat his body after he dies, right? So our soul is going to go to Shamayim. We're going to leave this body behind. How many problems people get from overeating? Right? Sickness, diabetes, heart problems, sicknesses. They get sick very easy. Medical complications. The Rambam says all sickness comes from overeating.
Exactly.
And what do? We go to the parties very late. We eat. You go to a wedding now. Chuppah, 8 o'clock. Finished, 9:30. Till everybody come out, you sit to eat 10 o'clock, 10:15. You start to eat fish, salads, 2 or 3 lechaims. Then lamb chops. When lamb chops come? 12 o'clock.
Yes.
You're eating lamb chops.
No, before that they go Shmuel's bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shmuel's
They already ate one meal before.
bar. 3 meals.
Yeah. Then you sit again to eat. 12 o'clock you're eating lamb chops. And then, if you cousin, you need to stay till the end. What time you eat plov? 3 in the morning you eat plov. Right? Craziness. Craziness. Says Rambam, all sickness comes from eating. Overeating too much. Too much. How much you can eat? How many abed they serve in the wedding?
6.
How much can you eat? When I eat at home, my wife serve 1 abed, maybe 2. Shabbat, maybe 2, 3 abed, at most. Who can eat 8, 9 abed? Who? From where?
The portions is also important. Portions.
Yeah, yeah,
You can eat 3, but you have
yeah, exactly. They say your stomach is like the size of your fist. And how much we eat? Like this. And till we like this. Can't breathe. Joga. He calls us Sinok. All night I didn't sleep. Joga, I didn't sleep all night. Bring me Alka-Seltzer. Bring me Alka-Seltzer. I can't breathe. Because he ate so much. And why that happens? Because we ate for desire. We ate physical. If we would look at eating as mitzvah and eating as a way to connect to Hashem, we would fight this desire. We would cut it out. We would eat different. We would eat like halakha says. Tefillin has to be specific place. You have to pray, say specific word. When you would eat specific amount, and you would do it the right way, like halakha says, specific way, not just free for all. You know.
Halakha doesn't say. Rambam says you have to eat as much as you
Good.
can eat.
The Rambam is halakha. Yeah, same thing. He is the source of halakha. People I know today, they finish work. They just busy. So where are we going to eat tonight? Where are we going? I heard in 5 new restaurant we're gonna go. I make reservations. We're gonna make over there nice, you know. This is the whole day he's saying he's working, he's this. No, I'm waiting till tonight. I'm gonna go with my boys. We're gonna go to this place, Shash Kebab. Oh, wait. His whole day thinking, his whole life is just to eat. Just yeah. Now, listen, it's kasher, it's not kasher, it's kosher. But the Rambam says, the Ramban, Nachmanides says, Torah says in Parashat Kedushim, it kadishtem v'item kedushim. You have to be holy. What does it mean to be holy? Says the Ramban, there can be a guy, he only drink kosher wine, alcohol. Every day he's this. How are you, my friend? Again, you drunk? What's the problem? It's the kosher. What? I did something wrong. Every day, he eats a steak. What? It's a Bet Yosef steak. What's the problem? Mutar. It has kashrut, number 1. Every day, he's with his wife. Every day, he's doing pleasures. He said, Rabbi, it's kasher, it's mutar. Halakha says it's allowed. What's the problem? Says the Ramban, this guy is not holy. He's not holy. What does holy mean? Holy means, I do things as the right things. This, he's doing desire. Baruch Hashem, he doesn't do whatever he wants, but he found a hole in the Torah, in the way that I can take whatever I want. Look, I'm only taking from the hole. I found the kosher. I'm taking. But he's not doing it for Hashem. He's doing it for myself. So all day now, I know people, they have on the phone. I went to this restaurant. I gave them review. It was like 6, 7. I didn't like it so much. Oh, and then we're going to go next week. This restaurant, In New York City, how many restaurants there is? You know how many? You can go every night to a different restaurant. You never eat the same thing twice. Every night. You can make a whole business from this. But does it make you holy? No. It makes you gashmiut, very gashmiut. Till the point where I see Hatan Kala, they start fighting. Why? Father of the Kala says this, husband of the Hatan says, we need to have this menu, we need to have this food. No, $180 a person, $200 a person, this a bed, no that a bed. They're getting married, who cares about all this stuff? Gashmiut. And it makes you blind. You forget what's important. And you only care about the Gashmiut. And then, Haz v'shalom, I saw, for a menu, cancel shidduch. They fight, they break. They break the shidduch. For a menu, for food, for Gashmiut. So a person has to be careful and remind himself, why are we doing what we're doing? When we eat, we have ability to uplift spark. If it's kosher, we can uplift the spark. If it's not kosher, go straight to Sitra Achra. And then when we make bracha, we uplift. If we don't make bracha, also Sitra Achra tuk. And question is, why we eat? Are you full? Did you eat dinner? Are you eating dinner because you ate dinner already? You're eating again because it's Sitra? Also, something to think about. B'ezrat Hashem, b'zchut, that we learn this, we'll make brachot. We'll eat for the right reason. We won't overeat. We'll hold our desire. You know what the Kabbalists used to do? They used to eat dinner. They used to leave last piece. Last piece, they used to leave it. They say, Nazlo, to fight Yetzirah. The last piece is the best, like the end of the sandwich, last bite, juicy. No, I don't want to. Fight my Yetzirah. B'ezrat Hashem, we should be able to do that. And opposite, we'll remember, just like we always get hungry to eat, we need to feed our soul, our neshama, and have the right thoughts. You ever ate so much one time? You got like a food coma. You know what food coma is? You ate baksh, and afterwards you're like so tired, you want to go on the couch. You want to just like this, pass out. This is what the food can do to you. Not just physically. It can do to your neshama also. It can make your neshama go to sleep very deep. To the point where you don't even realize that what you're doing is wrong. It's such a klipa it can give you. And that's why it's very important to make bracha and eat for the right reason. Baruch Nayonah.